Paramshanti Bapuji. Bapuji welcome, our today's discussion is on free will. Death of a human being occurs as per God's will or on its own. Whether death of a human being takes place due to God's will or human will. Many a times, many people believe that due to lack of medical treatment, a person demised. According to you, who is responsible for death?
Look, soul is absolutely free. It is free from all types of bondages. God did not apply any type of bondage or restrictions on soul that whatever God thinks the soul has to perform accordingly. God never thinks like that. That is why every soul is absolutely free. Unfortunately, the death arrives even against the will of soul, it is just because of soul's karmic bondage only.
Okay.
For instance, if someone doesn't get medical treatment after an accident, it's just because of his karmic bondage. Some gets proper treatment while some do not. Diseases are caused due to karmic bondages. Because the diseases, the karmic bondages, all are in the subtle body. All karmic recordings are contained in subtle body. It pays you off in appropriate time period. It pays you off for your negative as well as positive deeds. A soul has complete free will with respect to carrying out any actions. Soul has the knowledge of what's good and what's bad. Unlike yesteryears, now due to increase in education and awareness, everybody has sense of understanding about good or bad actions. Everyone is only aware of the fact that one should speak truth, wise, and pleasant, and also do good deeds, and never lie. These all facts are known by all. But all lie, isn't it? Does God order anybody to lie?
Bapuji, theory of karma is predominant worldwide and also taught to everybody irrespective of their religion. People, listen to it, and understand it. I mean, they have affinity towards this theory of karma, that if we do good action, good will happen, and if we do bad actions, bad will happen. This is preached in all religions and all know it now. But, whether a person's free will has any control on time of occurrence of death, that means whether the time of death of a person can be decided by his or her free will. Please comment on this.
In earlier times there were yogis who could separate their subtle body from their physical body on their own and go away from this earth plane. That is similar to death at will. That means they can leave their physical body as per their desire. If power is received in soul, then subtle body can be charged with soul power, and then subtle body can easily be separated from the physical body. Death means leaving physical body comprising of two elements, so when subtle body leaves the physical body it is called death. So those yogis had power to leave their physical body at their will, which is nothing but death at will. So, earlier saints and sages used to do all these things. This can also be done by yogis and knowledgeable persons. Many have done this in fact. That is why, one can attain death upon self-will.
When people perform penance for liberation, they gain powers in their resolutions and their soul leaves the body. They complete the karmic bondages on earth.
Nevertheless they, look, bringing death, selecting death, bringing it upon itself and liberalising thyself from karmic bondages, both has difference. Listen to it carefully. Because, a diseased soul, for instance, doesn't want to suffer, there were certain processes previously through which the soul can leave physical body or force physical death upon itself through power of meditation. But still the karmic bondages remain with subtle body. So the soul, however, has to bear the burden of its karmic bindings even in the subtle world. To attain liberation and to reach supreme soul, both, soul has to put effort in subtle as well as in physical world.
You mean to say is, even if a body dies due to any circumstances, the karmic bondage is required to be paid off by the souls even after death in subtle form.
After death of physical body, soul leaves two elements such as earth element and water element. But the three elemental subtle body comprising of ether, air, and fire still remains with the soul. Henceforth, to attain liberation, one has to gain wisdom even in the subtle world. After death, those three elemental body does not experience the heaviness of that two elements of physical body. That is why the soul becomes free from the bindings of earth plane.
I guess the soul's time would be conserved in subtle world as here on earth to earn a living, eating etc. consumes a lot of time. Whereas in subtle world the souls may be having more time for yoga and gaining spiritual wisdom as compared to earth.
If the souls in subtle world want, they can attain liberation quickly. They can grasp knowledge easily, which is a result of shedding off of two heavier layers of elements earth and water. Consequently, the power of grasping knowledge sharpens. They can also become free from karmic bondages through yoga or connection with the Supreme Soul while in subtle world. They can do more efforts as compared to physical world.
Therefore the deaths that occur on earth has nothing to do with God's will. What is your opinion?
The Shiva, the creator of this solar system, who is in incorporeal form, resides in supreme abode of this solar system. The Shiva in incorporeal form gets all the activities done through Akari Shiv and Shakti, who are in supremely finer subtle form in Shivpuri. So Akari Shiva Shakti does not interfere in anyone's karmic bondages. Even Vishnu performs his tasks only, even he doesn't interfere in karmic bondages either.
This is true. Taking a practical example, if someone murders another person, why doesn't God punish the murderer there itself? It's an obvious fact.
Does God ask him to murder? Whether murder is carried out by God?
Yes, that person isn't doing murder upon God's will. He is committing that crime upon self-desire.
Karmic bondages apply there too.
So now we can say that a person himself is responsible for everything. Be it either he is performing meditation to set himself free from the body or to attain liberation or to get connected with Supreme Soul. Ultimately everybody is responsible for their karmic bondages. Whatever circumstances a person comes across, be it positive or negative, even the illness is due to his or her karmic bondages only.
Yes, a person will not at all face the karmic bondages of another person. People often keep complaining to God, why only I am sad? But the fact is that human souls are sad because of their bad deeds of many births. There is no reason for making God responsible for it. Since many birthed souls have accumulated the sins in their subtle body, so it's the individual soul who has to pay for it. If one does not want to bear those negative karmic effects, then he or she should become soul conscious and be in the remembrance of the Almighty Authority, thus negative karmas will get burnt.
Bapuji, many a times incidents take place where a small kid suffering from common diseases, doesn't get proper medication or treatment and finally the kid meets his or her death. What would you say on this?
See, not able to get medicines is nothing but a creation of situation as per the karmic accounts of respective soul only. If a person has long life as per his or her karmic account or has good deeds, he or she would get medicines for sure. If the person has adverse karmic bondages, he or she won't be able to get medicines, maybe the person would meet death on the way to hospital. Every soul is bound to their karmic bondages and none can be free from it unless he becomes soul conscious and remain in constant remembrance of the Almighty Authority, the Supreme Power. That power will burn karmic accounts or records and set the soul free from all karmic bondages. There is no other way out of this karmic bondage.
That means we should rectify our own free will, keep an eye on our free will and also remain conscious about our karmas, that what are we doing and what are we thinking.
But free will in the sense, if a person encounters the past accumulated karmas, what will he do at that moment? Karmic bondages is similar to a spider web. So now, if a soul is entangled in that spider web, what will the soul do?
One should accept it that there is no other option left. When a lion suddenly appears in front of a person, what would he or she do?
If one has supreme knowledge about soul, he or she will understand that the situation before him or her is due to his or her karmic bondages only. The knowledgeable soul would face any such situation or circumstances without any remorse or complaint. The knowledgeable soul would definitely seek help of Almighty Authority through yoga in soul conscious state, and the Almighty Authority also helps the knowledgeable soul to overcome the adverse situation. One who seeks the help of Almighty, remains in his constant remembrance and meditates, the soul would definitely get help. So a large problem would become a small incident only and finally it passes away like a mere pastime. That is why, Almighty has told in Bhagavad Gita about the ways to destroy past karmas of souls.
We ourselves are responsible for our birth and death.
Every soul is solely responsible for each and every karma he carries out and incidents faced by a soul, be it life or death.
Be it, whether a person visits temple or not.
Be it, if he is an atheist or a theist.
Whether he or she is in any religion or anywhere else.
Don't atheists die? A person may be atheist in this birth, but earlier he or she might be a believer. I have seen a very prominent saint observing many rituals pertaining to his or her belief system known as karmakandi, now has become an atheist.
The reason behind such conversion to atheist is that things didn't work out the way the soul wanted to happen. So the soul got upset with God and became an atheist.
He doesn't even believe in God now. Such a prominent saint has transformed to an atheist.
People often get upset with God due to non-fulfillment of their wishes.
This is because his desires did not get satisfied even after compliance of a lot of strict rituals etc. called as karmakandi. That is why many people has become atheists and then blame God for their misery due to non-fulfillment of their wishes as something happens which is completely opposite to their expectations. There are many such people on earth who are now complete atheists, whereas once upon a time they were believers.
This means that complaining to God won't bring any change to our karmic bondages records or accounts.
Look, conscious or knowledgeable souls would think that, whatever karma he is doing, it's only he who has to pay for it later on. Even a thought is a form of karma. The vibrations arise from our thoughts pollutes the environment negatively. So, even before thinking anything one has to think that what I should think. This is for knowledgeable souls. So a knowledgeable soul never attaches itself to any type of mundane thoughts or any form of thoughts. A knowledgeable soul won't think much. That is why, this is a very deep subject.
Many a times, it is seen that in China, Japan, there are so many old aged people aged about 110 years or above who are still alive, whereas here, even the most religious people die at a very young age. What would you say on this?
This is related to karmic bondages only. The persons who are living long time on earth mean they have karmic bondages with their siblings or children or bodily relations, so they are required to stay alive to pay off their karmic accounts only. Therefore a person will stay alive until the completion of his karmic bondages. And if a person doesn't have so much bondage, he would die early. If a person works hard, he can set his soul free from the body. He can liberate himself and can solve any problem.
Many people are lying in hospitals in dilapidated conditions, still they don't die. How much more karma do they have to face?
That person is not aware of how to reach beyond the state of karmic bondages called as karma-udit state. How to destroy his sins or past deeds. These persons are not having any knowledge of soul or theory of karma. The person is totally unaware of all such knowledge. This is called ignorance.
Bapuji, I am of the opinion that, as long as a person blames another person for his drudgery, till then he won't get freedom from his karmic bondages.
When something good happens, people take the whole credit for it, but when a mishap takes place, all blame is attributed to God. This is in vogue nowadays.
If not God, people will target someone else.
Most often, it's God whose name gets defamed for all types of misfortunes happens on this earth. Every time it's only the God who gets defamed. People are generally found to say that everything happens as per the wish of God only. This shows lack of knowledge pertaining to soul or theory of karma. This is purely ignorance of soul. Understand that, God doesn't do anything, we all do everything as per our own free will. You are creating your own karmas. This is purely ignorance that all misfortunes or accidents are based on God's desire, or our condition of life on earth is based on the desire of God only. Why would God do these things?
Many times, many hymns and songs or prayers are scripted stating whatever God desires that shall happen. But it is not the case. What I am trying to say is that many prayers depict that everything runs on God's desire on this planet. It is a major topic of discussion, whether everything depends on God's will.
Even a leaf can't move without permission of Almighty. This is what mentioned in many holy books and scriptures.
It is, but this is not happening in reality.
Has God come to move the leaves of trees? Is this the only work left for him to do?
If this would be happening, then Almighty wouldn't have allowed any kind of fights or wars or cruelty to occur on earth. World War II, World War I, would not have been occurred at all. Almighty would have stopped all sorts of negative incidents on earth to happen.
Someone once said that Almighty has shaken earth, earthquake occurred, due to that a shop fell down, it was in a movie, oh my God. But the reality is that God doesn't do earthquake, rather it is caused by the negative vibrations created by the human souls through negative thoughts, and consequently these negative waves react with 5 natural elements of creation, and then the earthquake happens on earth. Also many natural calamities do occur. The human nature has become very bad, so due to karmic bondages there all 5 elements in the body become imbalanced. How does earthquake occur? It is due to the negativity of human souls, which leads to the formation of the negative environment. This in turn affects the thoughts of people as well as all the 5 elements. For instance, in every human body it is the thought generated in the mind by soul that affects the body. So the thoughts affect the body. So the collective thoughts of the all human souls of the whole world responsible for nature of the atmosphere on earth, hence the negative thoughts or vibes react with the air element and make complete imbalances in all elements in nature. Consequently, cyclone occurs, earthquake occurs, and so on. This is a very deep subject to be pondered upon. People unfamiliar with it comment that God shook this earth. Fact is that God is not sitting idle to shake the earth. This is all ignorance who speaks like God shook this earth.
No, this is a very deep topic to be pondered upon, and real cause of calamities and accidents need to be understood.
Nowadays the scriptures and holy books also mention such words or writing like God is responsible for the natural calamities, which is purely wrong and spreads the ignorance amongst common people. Therefore even the holy books now offer vague and irrelevant opinions. Thus people are misguided and remain in ignorance.
If this was the case, God mustn't have caused the furious natural calamity in the holy place Kedarnath, which caused death and fear in thousands of people who had gone there to pay obeisance to God only.
Huge number of people died in Kedarnath. There had been robberies in Somnath temple for several times in the past. The Kailash mountain Mansarovar, which is the residence of Lord Shankar and Parvati, now captured by China, an enemy country, thus devotees of Lord Shankar are prohibited to visit there. Does God do this to his devotees? If God had the power, he would have kept Kailash Mansarovar in India itself. He wouldn't have allowed breaking several temples by other religious sects in India. The Muslims had broken down several temples in India freely with their army force. So, why God could not stop all these incidents? This is because on earth, whatever humans do and think create vibes and affect the atmosphere, so human souls are solely responsible for all calamities and wars happening on earth. So many inter-religious fight took place in past, causing death of millions of people, torture of millions of humans in the name of religion only. Do you think God would do such heinous acts?
Yes, Bapuji, God doesn't tell anybody to kill people and fight with another race for religious differences and to propagate and impose own religion to others. This is not stated anywhere. This is all created by negative human minds which cause all types of wars, accidents, calamities, etc.
There have been so many wars between the Arabic and the Islamic religions that lakhs of people died in past. How many innocent people were subjected to death in World War II and World War I? Even Hitler had burnt many people alive in heat chamber. So, does God do all these? Does God cause World War III, World War II to happen? World wars, fights, conflicts in the name of religions are creation of human souls and souls in subtle world only. God has no role in it.
I had heard that, before Hitler committed such mass crime, he was shot in a war to near-death state, but someone saved him. After being rescued, he committed these heinous crimes. What I want to say that it is just because of Hitler that these mass causalities and deaths occurred, so again coming back to life from near-death state is also a play of karmic bondage, isn't it?
Look, earlier Hitler was a normal soldier. During that time he was gunshot and someone pitted on him and saved his life. If at that time, had Hitler got killed, then all these massacres would not have happened.
Had Hitler been left alone to die a natural death when he was gunshot in a war, then world wars and mass causalities could be avoided.
Someone saved him.
His good deeds might have saved him.
But, even the demoniac spirits access human bodies and carry out negative works through them. How do fights occur between two religions? It is shown in Ancient Aliens that a light in the sky showed the way to reach the destination of a particular sect or group and help them to fight with other religious sect or group. So, all these fights are created by demoniac souls in subtle world to establish the supremacy of one group on the other. The materialistic world is run by the astral world. Many a times, unwantedly human souls commit sins. This is a consequence of a devil spirit who entered into a human body.
This is what I wanted to highlight, that, can a free will of human soul be dominated by spirits of subtle world? Is this possible?
Just as a spirit enters into another human body and cause bullet firing, some cause bombarding, this is done by ghosts and spirits. They enjoy doing such negative acts. Such acts are done only, if there are karmic bondages. In recent past, a person, through inspiration, made an atom bomb or nuclear bomb, and then the bomb was dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki of Japan. This resulted in death of thousands of innocent human beings. So doesn't the inventor of that bomb realize the fact that the bomb which he had made can cause devastation and can take many lives? The makers of the bombs do not have any wisdom.
These persons thought that the discovery of bomb was for protection of their country. It was made for self-defense and deterring other countries to attack their own country.
Even if it was made for self-defense, numerous people died due to these wars and bombs. Are they done by God?
No, he doesn't.
Someone one day told that if Lord Krishna had wished, the Mahabharata war wouldn't have taken place. Krishna was responsible for the war. Different people have different opinions. But I am of the opinion that, due to past karmic bondages, people are forced to create further karmic accounts even though they don't have any desire to entangle. Even though people have free will, still they are unable to do good deeds. This is the reason why everybody entangles in the web of karmic bondages.
Only a knowledgeable soul would be able to use his free will, otherwise whatever we see on television and advertisements, we believe in that and those influences our free will and we act accordingly. So whatever we see in different entertainment media, we consider them as true and we use our free will accordingly.
Nowadays the influence of companions and impact of the environment become very much predominant, which decides the character and behavior of soul. Sometimes in order to fulfill the basic needs as well as desires of family member, people are forced to carry out certain actions which entangle the human souls in web of karmic bondages. Everybody knows that they are doing wrong, but they are helpless. Henceforth everyone commits sins to satisfy their family.
Okay Bapuji, whatever you told is a very valuable to us. The free will granted to us by the Almighty, is solely ours. We are free to do whatever we want and the result of our action is to be borne by us only. So we should not blame God for such a thing. We should keep strict watch on our own karmas and move forward in spiritual knowledge and meditation and make resolution for the betterment of this planet. If a person attains a state of equanimity, he could contribute to transform the earth. At last I would request all the viewers to watch Bapuji videos on Theory of Karma Part 1 and Part 2. Also watch all the videos under the playlist Unspoken Truth. In the end, I would like to thank our viewers for watching this video. You can get the list of all playlists below. We have popular videos on our channel on various topics like life after death, creation of universe and multiverse, amazing world of ghosts, cocky avatar, secrets of karma and many others. Also, requesting everybody to like and share this video and subscribe to our channel for daily updates. Our app is available on Google Play Store named Bapuji Dashrathbhai Patel, wherein you can get access to all our YouTube videos and playlists, books containing Bapuji knowledge and other links. Do give your valuable views motivating us to keep making videos on new and unsolved topics. You can ask any questions or give any suggestions in the comment section below. Paramshanti.
Paramshanti.